Hey, what's up? Melvin here, and today is episode 54. I want to talk to you about this whole idea that everything is beautiful, and I think it's really something that I think we need to be able to appreciate whatever is out here, whatever it's in front of us. It's especially in the context where we are currently experiencing right now, where everything is beautiful, right? Not everything's hunky dory, and sometimes we may have a little bit of a anxiety issue, and so as a result of that, we might start seeing everything through that lens itself, and that kind of gets us the wrong way. And so, what I'd like to talk to you about here today is the idea that things can be beautiful if you choose to see it that way. And so, the main thing with this whole idea is that I have been looking at the situation, right? So, I have been talking to one of my good pals, Sam, and he was saying that this point in time we are experiencing something unprecedented, and because of that, there are two ways that we could choose our decision. One is to be absolutely stressed up about the whole situation, knowing full well because of the fact that we are in this situation. There are many things outside of our control. And so one way is to feel really anxious, annoyed, frustrated, worried about this whole situation. The other way, of course, is to look at the situation and choose to not ignore, but choose to recognize that there are certain things that are outside of our control, and only focus on things that are within our control itself. And if you kind of break it down into what are the things that are within our control, there are essentially three things. Number one is what's within our control, absolutely within our control, are our thoughts. So every morning when you get up, what is the first thing that you think about? What are the thoughts that goes through your mind? And what's worse is sometimes we allow the thoughts to control us. We allow the thoughts to tell us a certain thing which may not necessarily be true. And so the key idea behind this is that we have to examine our thoughts, able to say, or to be able to look at it and see that it is not it is not it is not true, and to be able to examine those thoughts, because the main thing with thoughts is that sometimes we believe it to be true. We think that whatever we are thinking about, it is true, when in fact it is not. So for example, you you wear a certain outfit and you go out and you think that everybody is staring at you, when in fact they're actually not. And because of the fact that you think that everybody is staring at you, you get very self-conscious. And when you get very self-conscious, you are not yourself, and everything goes out the window. So there is this Stoic philosopher, I can't remember his name right now, but there is a Stoic philosopher. What he did was, every day in the beginning of his journey as a Stoic philosopher, one of the things that he did was every day he would wear the weirdest outfit and head out to the Parthenon, right? And the whole idea was to get himself to be immune to what people might think of him based on the outfit that he's wearing, which I think it's great. Many a times we are so caught up with the fact that what would other people think, and because of those thoughts, we then choose not to do certain or decide to not do certain things which in the long run could be good for us. For example, like live streaming every day. Some of us fear that we may not know what to say, that we may say the wrong things, that we may look stupid, that we may end up being a joke. And as a result of that, we pull ourselves back and we don't take actions on that. Now, the first thing really is it's our thoughts. This is something that we can control. Later on, I will share with you what is my strategy for controlling this thing. The second thing is that control is how we choose to feel. How we choose to feel. So, great example with that is we can choose to feel the way that we think we should feel, or we can feel the way that empowers us. Now, what difference does that make? The difference is as follows. There are times when I absolutely agitated by my kids. I am furious, I am upset, and I can choose to continue to be upset, or I can choose to embrace a set of feelings that will empower me. And so, as an example, in the beginning of the circuit breaker, when the kids were doing their home-based learning, in the initial phase, it was truly a struggle for me because my work pattern is that I get the most thing in the morning, and I jealously my mornings because I know that that's a sacred time and that's where I do the best level of thinking work. And as a result of that, I want to make sure that that morning time is sacred. I want to be able to invest the time to do the high cognitive work. But what happened was in the beginning of the HBL arrangement, what was struggling and what was frustrating was that were needed to use the computer to access the lessons. They weren't quite sure how to do it, and neither do we. And so every 5 minutes or 30 minutes, they would come to me or my wife and asking us to help them with some configurations or how to submit this, how to upload that, how to send an email. I mean, they are 7 and 9, so there's certain things that they haven't quite figured that out. And the first couple of days, I was feeling really, really frustrated and anxious because I was upset because my morning routine has been interrupted. As I say, my morning routine is my sacred time because that's the time that I work done. And now it has been disrupted because every time I sit down to do some deep work, I'm interrupted by that. And that happened for the first few days. And later on, I stepped to realization that, hey, I can choose, right? I can choose the way I feel. And so I decided to choose to be happy. I choose to be helpful. I choose to feel glad they look to me to help them with their with their concerns, with their challenges. And as a result of that, I had to replan my schedule in such a way that in the morning I would set aside time whenever possible to help them with their work. So I mentally and prepared that, okay, I'm going to be sitting there and helping them with their work. I am not going to be, I'm not going to be doing any work at this point in time. I'm just doing them. I'm just going to do some light work. And in the afternoon, when they're done with their home-based learning, that's where I can go ahead and do my work. And so the second part really is feelings, right? That's something that you can choose how you want to feel. The third things that we can choose first is it's our actions. You can choose to do something and choose not to do something, right? So, for instance, this past week was a really demanding week for me because I had 2 full days of Zoom session to conduct. I have another half a day of session to facilitate a group of leaders who are embarking on a journey toward thinking. And on Wednesday, I had a webinar to do. And on Monday, I had quite a fair bit of admin stuff to deal with. And so, and there were business discussion going on. There were partners that I had to talk to, and they're just going on, right? And so today, I choose to do the very thing that it's going to help me recover. The very thing is to rest. I chose to rest and not feel guilty about it, right? I chose to rest, and I told my clients that, look, my time, it's blocked now. I'm going to start work on your project only on Monday. And and that really helps because in the afternoon, when I decide to take a nap, I have no guilt at all. I do not feel anxious because I know that I deserve that. I know that I needed that. I know that it's going slow so that I can go faster. And so that really empowers me. So in a nutshell, there are many things that we do not have control over. There are many things that we do not even have influence over. But the things that we have influence and control over are our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. So what is the hack that I have for myself? Now, bear in mind, at this point in time, I am managing three businesses, and on top of that, I have some client work, and I'm also building this 1% 1 million revenue, 1 billion problems, all digital business. So the context behind that is I wanted to be that one person who builds a $1 million in terms of annual revenue business, solving 1 billion problems and selling everything all digital. And so that is the end goal for me. And I know that in the whole process there are going to be days where you feel like you are invincible, and there are going to be days when you feel like you want to become invisible because everybody just wants a piece of you, and it can really get really, really, really frustrating. And so as a result of that, you really can choose how you want to feel, what you want to think, and exactly you want to do. So the hack for me really is as follows. What I do is I really look at, the moment I wake up, I choose my thoughts very carefully. I choose my thoughts very carefully. I think about I think about my purpose. I think about my goals. I think about what I'm grateful for. That is the first thing that I when I get up. The second thing that I do when I get up is choose the feelings that will empower me rather than the feelings that will disempower me. In my during my morning routine, that's where I write down the things that I am going to accomplish today, the results that I want to achieve today. And I can tell you, it's been a great ride so far. Um, and I seriously hope that, if you are facing any kind of challenges, this is definitely something that you want to consider. You want to consider doing. All right. And so with that, I'm going to leave you here today. It's Saturday anyways. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.